Many thanks there to Luke Shaw. Still alongside me is Rene and Jono. Rene, we spoke about Luke Shaw before the last time we met on his improvements. He's got one of his best numbers in the Premier League this season in his entire United career, but one metric across all of his improvement that stood out for me has got to be his improvements in crosses. His best ever in a United career, 3.15 per 90 crosses this season so far. I mean, why do you think that he's being told to take more crosses or to cross more this time, Rene?
Well, it must come from Ole and his staff. You know, Luke has always been a player, in my opinion, that I thought was very good in going forward. But it needs to be part of the the strategy and the tactical plan. And I don't think Luke has had that freedom in the previous managers. Ole clearly sees that this is a weapon. You know, you can see that Luke can cross the ball in. He's not just crossing it in. What I think is the biggest improvement, he's really trying to pick players out than just launching it into the box. And you can see that in a few ones. This one here, for instance, fantastic for Rashford to run onto. That's a very measured cross. That's the biggest for me, improvement, that he puts really good balls in. And you can see the forwards reacting to it. They know now when Luke goes forward, comes into the attacking third in a good crossing position, they are ready to make the right movements. He is ready to put the ball in the right spot.
But the thing with Luke Shaw is he was first brought in to replace Patrice Evra, and for a very long time he's been regarded as a bit of an expensive flop. He's had quite an underwhelming couple of seasons when he first came in. He's had to deal with the criticisms from Jose Mourinho, from Louis van Gaal. He's overcome all of that. His best ever season so far in his career is this season. Is he finally filling those Patrice Evra boots, Rene?
Well, he has to claim a place for himself, and he needs to get in the history books as Luke Shaw, not for to be better than somebody else. I think Patrice Evra was one of the best left backs United has. So was Dennis Irvin. You know what I mean? But Luke Shaw is really doing great. But let's not forget, he had a fair share of bad luck. He had some bad injuries. He had to come back. Obviously, like I said, it all comes down to trust, and it's clearly that Ole and his staff, they trust Luke. And maybe also bringing in Thalys, another competition for the spot, has helped him, I think, to push on. I really think he thinks to himself, okay, I need to step it up here. I've got some competition here, so I need to really be at my best every single time in training and in the games. And he's definitely doing that at the moment.
What do you think, Jono? Patrice Evra, Luke Shaw? How do you compare them both?
Well, I agree totally with Rene. I think, if you look at Luke Shaw, he's had some really bad things to overcome. The double leg fracture was a horrendous injury. He's had a couple of, bad stints with two managers, Louis van Gaal and Mourinho, where they probably didn't have that faith and trust in him like Ole does. And like Rene says, he's been let off the leash a little bit. He's allowed to get forward. He's putting really good quality crosses in. And the manager, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, and the coaching staff trust him. And, he's fit, he's healthy, he seems to be back to his best. And like Rene says, I don't think you can compare both Patrice Evra and Luke Shaw. Luke Shaw's going to make his own destiny. But one thing for sure is Patrice Evra was some player, a very, very good player.
Well, it's funny that you mentioned that he's allowed to go forward a lot more. He's going forward a lot better now as well. If you look at statistics, his attacking metrics, he's got his great improvements in touches in the final third, Rene. I mean, if you look at that, and do you think it's something that Ole has done fantastically, something Ole has discovered in his game that the previous managers didn't manage?
Yeah, for sure. For sure. You look at your squad, you look at your players. You look at the specific qualities that they've got from a defensive point of view, but also from a forward point of view. And you need to let the best teams play their players to their strengths. That's what it is. But a lot of players are a lot of coaches, managers are maybe a little bit too pragmatic, especially in forward play. And I think especially when you play for teams like Manchester United, Man City, Liverpool, Arsenal, Chelsea, those who are competing for those top places, you need to have a level of freedom. Because that freedom creates creativity. Creativity brings unpredictability. It's the same thing. If Ole would tell Bruno Fernandes exactly what to do every single time, then it wouldn't work. These players, they play of their intuition. They play what they see, and they're that good at it, and that's why they have such a big impact. And I also think that's been an element that they've given to Luke. Listen, Luke, these are the moments you need to recognise. You go forward. Other players need to recognise that he's in the right position, and then do your business.
Now, Luke Shaw, we discussed as well, Rene, previously about his recall to England, and I understand that Gareth Southgate is thinking about him and in contention for an England recall in that picture. I mean, yes or no, Jono? Based on form right now, he's a lot better than what Ben Chilwell is doing. Is he England's first choice left back?
Well, Gareth Southgate will be looking at players in form, and Luke Shaw will be at top of the list. You know, he'll be watching him, you know, live at the stadium. He'll be watching him on TV, and he'll be watching his performances. And like you say, you know, he's hitting all the high stats. You know, he's taking the ball forward. You know, he's attacking with intent. His quality of his crosses. And one thing for sure as well, he's doing his defensive work as well. You know, the last few games I've watched him defensively, he's been very good. You know, getting back in, defending one-on-one, stopping crosses. And if he just keeps up the same form, he's got one hell of a chance of getting back into the England squad.
Is he, yes or no? Is he a first-choice left-back for England then, Jono?
I would say yes, on current form. I think, you know, we mentioned he's looking strong, he's looking fit, he's looking healthy, you know, he's in good form. So why not? Yeah, put him as number one for me.
Rene, is that a yes for you as well?
Well, I like your headline questions, Michelle. You really put us on the spot here. But for me, yes, that's what you need to do as national team coach. I'm obviously involved with Australia, with the national team. And that's what managers do. They look at the players in every position who are playing and who are on form. And Luke is definitely probably on his best form of his life. So for me, it would be, yes, he could be the number one choice.
Well, you guys are great sports for answering my hardline question.